All right, nice cool morning. Storm just went by, so it's fairly cool outside. Nice weather to work on a cymbal. This is a Stag Myra Rock Crash, and I'm thinking of taking this to the festival in April in Germany. Keep it true. And so here it is. It's basically new. I don't remember if I got this as an open box. I don't know. I got a good deal on it though. All right. And so no fingerprints, anything like that. But the camera will pick up tons of hammer marks, machine hammered. But the lathing lines are very, very thin. All right. So the lathing lines they're there. They're like an A custom or something like that. Very thin lines. I'm going to put some regular lathing on this. Start with the bottom, all right? You want to hear what it sounds like? This won't change the sound a whole lot. I'm going to take some off on the whole width of the cymbal, and then I'm going to concentrate on the outer 3 inches or so, just to give the cymbal a little more. Oh, by the way, yesterday, and this is another video, but if you're following this, 1, 2, 3, that 22-inch China, I stopped. That thing was that was too crazy. That thing was like this. So I just said, oh, I'll leave it. I got a little more warmth out of it. A nuance, nothing major. I would have had to go quite a bit more. But that thing was that was crazy. That's the craziest cymbal I ever worked on. So I just stopped on it. Came out all right. But anyway, here's the 20-inch Myra. And it's okay. I just like cymbals to have a little bit more natural sizzle to them. So we're going to change some lathing lines on this. Once again, I've got a 1/2-inch drill here with a 1/2-inch threaded rod into the drill. The drill is mounted to a vise or clamped into the jaws of a vise to keep it steady. Couple of nuts are below this that are tightened so they do not loose up or back away. There's a lot of centrifugal force when you get this thing moving. And then the 2 nuts on top against each other keep things snug, and that's it. Put some glasses on. Okay, whoops. And let's see. It doesn't really matter what bit I start with. Again, here's my bits. These are my basic bits. If you haven't seen the other 2, these are just bits. You go out and you can get them in sets or whatever. And I put them on, these both were pointed. And I put them on my grinder. Just go back and forth. And you can see I'm cutting off the back side to keep the front side sharp. And if that starts to get dull, I just go back and just a couple of times. Same thing with this one. They come different sizes. It's like 3/8, 3/4. This one obviously weighs a lot more. I kind of like it in my hand. It's easier to work with. And like I said, when you do this, do it at your own risk. Use common sense. Hold your bit firmly, however you need to keep it under control, or the cymbal will take it and just throw it. And, somebody can get hurt if somebody's standing around. So, basically, depending if the cymbal, for me, I've been doing it for a long time. You want your drill to go as slow as possible. Now, I'm going to show you, you saw what it was like before. Let me do it again. I'll do one more run, because you won't. Yeah, you could see that. Okay, so I'll show you the first difference. Now this won't do anything for sound. I didn't change the sound at all. To really change the sound, you've got to put some grooves in there. You got to, if you want the traditional sound. B20. Stag cymbals, they're B20. So, and they cost less than the big guys. And they have a lot of different lines. I've got quite a few Stag cymbals now. Different models. Anyway, let's see if you can now see any of those lines that I put in there, just in that one pass. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up. If I turn it that way, you might see you can actually see some lines in there now. They're shinier than the metal that started out because it's virgin bronze in that sense. So now I'm going to keep going on this. And I'll do this for a couple of minutes, both sides. That will not complete the process for me, but it'll give you an idea. I've taken a brand new cymbal and how you modify the sound. I do not hammer cymbals. I generally do not lathe bells because I like bells to really ring as much as possible. However I choose to use them, and the more you take off a bell, the more you just weaken its tone so much. So I stay away from bells. Now I don't know if you can see those threads coming on. Well, here they are. You're trying to get some nice long threads out of there, and after a while, if the metal gets hot, you will start to get chattering. Da, 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 da. This cymbal is moving nice and smoothly, shaped well, so I don't really have that problem. To give you an idea with the heavy one. And as you can see, you can slow the cymbal down by the amount of pressure you put on it. But you want to keep it going as slow as you can. If I had a regulator on this, I would I'm holding the trigger to keep the speed consistent as I can. And if I had a regulator, which I don't, I haven't bothered, this works, then I could just hit the regulator and keep the speed there, right there. But this works all right. Now, as you can see, this is a pretty organic process, I don't have a big lathe set up and the big thing and then I don't have any of that. I'm still accomplishing the same thing. So diehard do-it-yourselfer that I am, this is the easiest way to do it. And I've been doing it this way for so long that even if I had the money to get the other rig, I don't think I would. Although, like I said, it's easier. This is a bigger cymbal. You get on smaller cymbals that are a little thinner and you start putting pressure on it, you can get the cymbal to kind of wobble. And you don't really get so it's nice to have sometimes I'll put a backer cymbal. If I have like a 16-inch cymbal, 18-inch cymbal, I'll put a backer cymbal on. This is a heavy cymbal right here. Doesn't really need a backer. But that's the nice thing if you do have a setup with the vertical cymbal lathe, you can put backer material on it so the cymbal really, all areas of the circumference of the cymbal sits up nicely against that situation. If I just put another cymbal on this, makes it a little easier when I'm pressing down, but still there's nothing below it. So when you have a whole backing system of a lathe, I'm not going to argue that it works a lot better, but this works okay. take this off, and I want to show you. You should be able to see a difference here from the way we started out, hopefully. And I'll show you the difference between the... So here's the way we started. Alright, there's the top side, bottom side. And you can see there's a difference in the shine. And I don't know if you can quite make out the lathing lines. I think you can. You can even see little places of the original shine where the bit did not touch. Alright, so it's not hard to do. I would not use a 3/8 of an inch drill unless you're smaller cymbals, maybe. I would even have at some points I probably would, if I did this a lot, I don't do it a lot, but if I did it a lot, I'd get an even more powerful drill. This has served me well for both carpentry stuff and this for a lot of years. I'm surprised it hasn't burnt out by now. It's been used heavily. It's a Hitachi, so it's proved to be a good tool. But I'd have something heavier. You can take, I have a little drill press over there. You can take a drill press, just turn it upside down on its side or on its back. Here's your drill press. You just turn it and mount it so the spindle's this way. Do the exact same thing, and that's got a lot more power. So I thought about buying one of those, but I just don't do this enough to worry about it. So anyway, that's the process, and it'll take too long. I'm not a video geek. I'm gonna take, there's a little nick right there. I'm gonna take that off. I'll do that last. If you didn't see the other video, let me show you how you take nicks off. If you got nicks in your cymbal, if you buy a used cymbal and you've got a nick in it, how do you get it off? Just like this. All right, here's a metal file. You want to make sure your teeth are going the right way. So the cymbal's spinning this way. I want my teeth going this way. And again, you keep it slow, and all you do, rotate the file on the edge of the cymbal. And that did it. That's generally all you need, unless it's a really deep nick. A little bit right there. And that's why I wear this apron. Not only because metal's flying around, but I normally have something on my sleeve because the metal can get hot sometimes. But also because I can just move right into it and stop it. That did it. That took it out. So that's how easy it is to take a nick. Flea bites, whatever they call them. You know, sometimes the cymbal gets put down, gets a little nick in it, and the crack can start from that point. So you don't want any nicks in your cymbal. So you can get a used cymbal. Don't worry about if you don't have these tools. But if you're a guy with tools and you see a cymbal that says, you know, it's got some nicks in it, you say, "Nah, I don't want that." Yeah, you can get that. You can still get that. Just put this on there and take the nick right out. Doesn't change the sound, doesn't do anything. So I'm going to keep working on this cymbal and try to get it to where my ears like it. But because I'm not a video guy, the before and after kind of thing, just trust me, I will continue to take enough metal off this so that that plate-like sound that rock crashes often have, because they're so thick, I'm gonna put a little bit more sizzle in there and a little less of that clang kind of sound, and you can do it, and I'll end up making this a you know, it can stay rock crash up here, and I'll make it a medium crash down here, whatever. And I'll take you know, however many. I didn't weigh the cymbal to start with. I'll just go by my ears. Sometimes if I really want to get technical, I'll weigh a cymbal before and after in grams, and I'll take off, you know, a certain number of grams that I think will get me down into the area I want. And generally it works. But I already know what I want to do with this one and the way it's going to sound. But this is the easy way to do it. I start with the underneath, and then I'll flip and I'll turn to the top. And I do the same thing when I clean cymbals. I clean underneath first, and then I'll clean the top. Guys that don't care about fingerprints and stuff, they don't care, right? But I generally try to keep everything in as new condition as possible. So I appreciate you watching. I'll upload this at some point. This and the other two. And this is how this is my DIY cymbal lathing process. Thanks for watching.